Boy, you know what time it is.
Welcome to the Bromigos podcast.
I need it!
Hey, how are you?
This is amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen, guess who's back? It's your boy, Daint Money. Welcome back to another episode of the Bromigos podcast. Goddamn, it's good to be back. It's been a minute. It's been like a month, I think, since the last time I was on the show. I had to take some time off because the parents was on dick. But not anymore. Not anymore. The season's over, sadly. But I'm here with the bros. You know, it's your boy, Daint Money.
Your boy, the undercover brother in the motherfucking house. How's everybody doing?
Race car hoochie, because it's race car season. Vroom vroom.
Race car hoochie.
Nah.
You're the hoochie man. You're the hoochie man, Hunter.
I am the hoochie man.
You are the hoochie man. Race car hoochie. You know, this doesn't hit the same.
Hey,
Doesn't hit the same, Hunter.
Hey, you got to get in that race car if you want to get the hoochie.
He's not wrong.
That's facts.
That's
That's
kind of
facts.
facts.
Got to get some roadhead.
Roadhead 100 fucking miles an hour on going left constantly on the NASCAR track. But you
just go to Jersey and do that.
Too much
teeth.
That's how you get the big one to happen.
Oh God, it's already gone off the rails. Oh, Dante. So, talk about your little your time coaching, because you know, despite the fact that the season's over, you did actually win a chip during your time as an assistant coach. So tell us about that journey.
I didn't. We did. I'm not.
Yes, I misspoke. I apologize.
Take all the credit. Yeah, man. A couple weeks ago, we won the Somerset County Championship back to back. That was dope. I'd never been part of a county championship team in high school playing at Hillsborough. So this was like the most exhilarating feeling of my life. I mean, I was jumping and dancing around with all the kids and everything, because it felt like, you know, I was out there on the court, man. I was, even though they tell parents don't do this, I was living vicariously through the players. I really was. I truly was. It was a long season. Season of like a lot of growth, a lot of different experiences, went through a lot of adversity. You know, our best player was hurt all year, came back the week before the county championship, helped lead us to victory. We were led all season by a bunch of freshmen and sophomores and some juniors that really just didn't have any varsity experience prior to this year. And when I tell you, those kids really did the damn thing. They really did the damn thing. You know, the odds were really stacked up against us from the beginning of the season. I mean, when you have a team that has no returning starters from a county championship team, it's very, very difficult to come back and have a good season. But we did. You know, from the start of the year, first game playing, I think we played Franklin, then we played Immaculata, then we played Paramus Catholic, started off 3-0. It was a great way to start the season. And, you know, we just continue to build and build and build and build and build. But, I mean, that county championship, man, Matt was there.
Yes, I was
going to. Championship. We could talk about the chip. The county championship, by far, was the craziest basketball environment I had ever been in. The stands were packed. I mean, Montgomery had their entire town at that game. The entire town.
They were loud too.
They were loud as shit.
They were loud and annoying as fuck, mind you. They were annoying as a motherfucker. I can attest to this, ladies and gentlemen. Dante said, who's coming up to the game this weekend? I was like, you know what? I got nothing to do. I'm going to support my boy. I know he's been working hard at this, and I miss seeing my homie. So I stopped by. I went to the Rutgers prep side, you know, because I wasn't going to go. I wasn't going to enemy territory. I'm not that dumb. So
fuck Marky.
So we were, it was insane, man. But when they got loud, we got louder. Like, we became more outspoken as the game went on. We were quiet to start. And then we realized that these motherfuckers are kind of getting in the way of our guys is playing the game. Even though we were kind of dominating the entire first half, let's be honest.
True.
They started getting in our, you know, your guys' heads. So we decided to start being more outspoken. And I was getting into it, man. Let me tell you a story. I have never, ever been to a high school basketball game. I did not even go to my high school's basketball games because we were ass, as I was saying before we started recording. So to see this environment, it was competitive, man. I was, as you said, living vicariously through everybody on the court, as well as you, because I saw you get really heated a handful of times at some of the blatant non-calls that were being made by the referees. I was worried you were going to get thrown out of the game at some points in time, to be honest with you.
Well, that's funny you say that, because the first game I coached this year, I got ejected, which is hilarious.
I remember you said that. You did tell that story, I think, once.
Did yeah, like literally my first game, this ref was just on straight bullshit, and I just lost it. He was like, "All right, whack, get out." I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, fine. The championship was crazy, and the championship was crazy just because, like, bro, there was so much going on during that game. There were a lot of different narratives. You know, you had a senior who had been out all season, comes back for a county championship. You have Montgomery's best player, who I think he broke his foot or something, and he got hurt. He's been out for the rest of the season, hasn't played since the game before the chip. And then you had us looking for a back-to-back win. And then you had Montgomery, who had never, ever even been in a county championship before. You know, even when I was playing in the county, you know, Montgomery was good, but the two best teams were Gill St. Bernard's and Rutgers Prep. There was no ifs, ands, and buts about it. They always had the best players, and those two schools recruit. You know, when you're a private school, you have that ability. You really do. But there was a lot going on that game. But I will say this, because I can finally talk about it. The season's over, and, you know, I'm completely unhinged. The referees.
Ain't that the truth?
The referees in that game should be ashamed of themselves.
Yes, 100%.
They should be ashamed of themselves.
100%. Preach.
Things, and the thing that makes me mad is that it was 3 black refs. Like, my brothers, can't you represent something more? You know, can't you be a little bit better? You know, and during Black History Month, y'all gonna fuck up the whole thing? Fuck up the whole thing? There were calls made during that game that even somebody who didn't know basketball would have been like,
That's me. That's me.
I
That was
don't know.
me. I was
It's
yelling. I don't know if you could have heard me. I was yelling at those motherfuckers. Like, what the fuck kind of call is that, ref?
Yeah, the calls that were made during that game, some of them were so egregious. But the thing that I hated was that one of the refs was on straight bullshit the whole time. And there was at one point in the game where we saw him hyping up the student section from Montgomery. And, you know, the refs wouldn't come over and talk to us, our coaching staff, whenever we had any questions, but they were all gung-ho about talking to the opposing head coach. The game was already stacked against us in the first place. First of all, let's break this down. We were having a county championship game. We were the number 1 seed. We were undefeated in the county. We were undefeated in the conference, and we were the regular season conference champs. So we deserve to have home court advantage.
Why was it at Montgomery's home court? That's what I was confused about.
Let me explain how this works. First of all, usually the Somerset County Championship, it's been held at Montgomery for the past, I'd probably say 4 or 5 years. Past 4 or 5 years. It's fluctuated between Franklin and Montgomery because they have the 2 biggest gyms. They have the 2 biggest gyms, so it makes more sense, more revenue. They can bring in more money. Well, here's how things get a little confusing. You know what I mean? A little weird. Okay, so Montgomery, they already had the court set up for the county championship game. Whoever played in the county championship was going to play there. That's how it's been. This year, Montgomery was the 2 seed. They ended up getting to the county championship. So even though that's their gym, we should have had the home court. We should have had the other side of the court where all their fans and all their students were. We should have had that side, because if we're the home team, if this is supposed to be a neutral site, we should have had that side. But we didn't. We should have had the home team locker room, but we didn't. Montgomery had it. Everything felt like a home game for them, and it felt like we were the away team. So we used that as fuel to help us get that win. Now, here's the thing everybody wants to know about. What happened at the end of the game? Because as
I remember this.
people know, we were up 14 at one point. They came back. They went up 4 with there was about 30 seconds left on the clock. Now, any other team in that situation would have pulled through, would have won the game, done their thing. We were very poised. See, what a lot of teams don't even know is that we had been in much worse positions than that all season long. Many different games where we've come out and we've won. We've dealt with the adversity against much better teams than Montgomery. No hate on them, but we've played better programs. So we knew what it was like to win games at the end like that, to pull out a dub. Well, here's what happens. One of our players goes in for a bucket, gets called for a charge. Straight bullshit. Straight bullshit. Okay. It was an awful call because they made a different call on the other side of the court for the same damn play and also gave it to Montgomery. So we knew things were a little bit rigged at that time. And yes, I'm calling it rigged. If any of y'all see this, yes, I'm saying the refs were trying to rig the game. I don't give a damn. Okay. Now, once that happened, one of our players was on the floor. Their player was on the floor. For some reason, one of the kids in Montgomery, sadly, it was the only black kid they had. I don't know why he had to fuck it up during Black History Month. I mean, I just don't get it. Everybody was letting the community down that day. Everybody. So he starts cursing up a storm, calling him a weak ass, weak ass, over and over and over again. And those 2 seconds ruined everything for them. Because the foul call was a player control foul, that meant when we got that technical foul, we were getting the ball back. So that's what happened. Knocked down 2 free throws. Bang, bang. We get the ball back. They foul us. We knocked out another 2 free throws. Bang, bang. I believe we went up 2 or 3. And then they came back down the floor. They couldn't get a shot off because we played excellent defense. We won the game. But a situation like that just goes to show 2 seconds can ruin an entire 32 minutes of play. That 2 seconds of selfishness and immaturity cost that entire town probably the only chance they ever had of winning a championship. Point blank period.
I was taken aback by his reaction to that in those 2 seconds. I was like, why would you cost your team the game? That's what he did. He cost those 2 seconds, like you said, cost his team the game.
Cost them everything.
For me, like I said before, like I was, Hunter, you have to understand this from my perspective. I was getting really into it. So like when I realized that the tech had happened, I was like, oh, that's it. They're done. In my head, I was convinced that you guys had already won because there's no way that they were going to come back from this now. That completely changed the momentum of the game. And they were dominating, in my opinion, Montgomery was dominating the entire second half. You guys dominated very well going into halftime, and I'm not sure what happened after halftime, but you guys kept as in Rutgers prep, made a lot of mistakes that I think cost you the lead. And it could have cost you the game had that tech not happened. I will say this, though. You guys have some really good players. He's one of the taller white kids with some bushy hair. He was knocking up threes like nobody's business.
Andrew Kakowski. Shout out my boy Drew, man. That kid's got some talent.
If he continues to play, he's going to be a problem. I know nothing about basketball. I know nothing about talent when it comes to basketball. I saw talent in that kid.
And it's so funny you say that because Drew had been in the worst drought of the season at that point. Like his confidence was low. He had been missing a lot of free throws. He wasn't really knocking down his jumper. His confidence was low. We all knew it. We all saw it. But that just goes to show, like, it doesn't matter what game you win, what situation you're in. If you just keep going, you just got to keep going sometimes. Sometimes you're going to hit that wall. And he hit a wall that a lot of freshmen hit. When you're 15, 16, first time playing high school basketball, eventually what happens is the fatigue kicks in. The length of the season kicks in. Your body starts to break down. You are not as strong as you were in the preseason. You're physically and mentally tired. So especially as a freshman, when you haven't been through a full varsity season like this before, this is much different than AAU. Much different. We practice every day. We got games 3 times a week. And you're doing school and you're taking tests and you got to go home and do whatever you got to do with the crib. That's a lot can handle. So when all that stuff comes down on you, sometimes mentally you're just not there. Physically, you're not just there. But that boy showed up when we needed him most. Showed up when we needed him most. I mean, I think he had 4 threes in that first half. And after the first one went down, he was just shooting it with elite confidence. So much confidence.
Got
He
that
really
clutch
did.
gene in him.
Yeah, I mean,
He really did.
that first half, he played amazing, and it ended up helping him get championship MVP. Which was really good for him. But we had 3 freshmen this year that were elite. Jacob Canton is by far, in my opinion, one of the top 5 best players in the state. I got to give it to the kid. He's 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 a tremendous talent. He's a tremendous talent. I've never seen anybody with the poise that he has at his age. And yeah, everyone wants to talk about how he reclassed or whatever. He's still a freshman. If you haven't played high school basketball yet, you're still a freshman. And he had his freshman moments because he's young and he hasn't experienced the things yet. But the amount of poise this kid has at his age is insane. It's insane. Sometimes he was out there moving like a professional basketball player. There were times where I was like, damn, this kid is really good. He's really good. Jumps out the gym, has a great jump shot, elite handle. The kid really can do it all. He really can do it all. And then my boy, who wants a shout out from you, undercover brother, my man Rocco Loomis. I gotta show some love to Rocco real quick. And Rock, if you watching this, man, I mean this, bro. I mean this. Rocco is one of those guys that you always want him on your team. You always want him on your team. He's not the most athletic. He's not the fastest, but damn, this kid works hard. And he goes hard every single day in practice, every single game. He's single-handedly gotten us wins sometimes just based off his effort. Just based off his effort. If he's not knocking down his threes like he usually do, I guarantee you he's trying to get to the rim. Or I guarantee you he's going all out on defense. I guarantee you he's taking the charges. I guarantee you he's diving on the floor for loose basketballs. And he's a leader. He's a natural born leader. But people don't gravitate towards him because of the way he talks. It's because the way he performs on the court, his work ethic speaks for itself. And I've said it before. If I was back in high school and I wanted a teammate, it would be him. I mean, this kid he's just got this motor and he's got the heart that a lot of kids don't have, and you can't teach. You can't teach heart. Can't teach effort. Can't teach it. You either have it or you don't. And that kid has it. And it's going to take him from where he is now to a completely different level in basketball, but also in life. That mentality that he has, it's special. It's special. And it's one of the things that really helped hold this team together. We had a lot stacked against us this year. We had a whole lot stacked against us this year. We had a lot of teams that, just wanted to play us because they were like, oh, Rutgers Prep is young and, they're not going to be able to compete on this level. Listen, we played 4 of the top 5 teams in the state this year and only lost one of those games. Only lost one of those games by double-digit plus points. All the other ones that we did lose them, but it's because we're playing against much teams that have been together longer, much older teams, much more experienced teams. Played Hudson Catholic, gave them a run for their money. St. Peter's Prep, gave them a run for their money. Should have won that game. Things happen.
Was it the refs again?
St. Benedict's. We could have won the St. Benedict's game. The only reason why we were even in the St. Benedict's game was because of Rocco. And then we play St. Rose, 4th game of the year. Yeah, they beat the hell out of us, but they had NBA talent on that team. But we still held our own. So it just goes to show that when we've played against the best of the best, we have shown that we can handle the competition. Now that we have that year under our belt with a bunch of younger guys, next year it's time to take over.
And they're going to come back better too, knowing that they have that experience now.
Oh, yeah.
So before you go any further, I do want to say the gentleman's name was Rocco Loomis, correct? Shout out Rocco Loomis, man, from the Undercover Brother, baby. Congratulations on your win, and we appreciate the support on the show, man. That's coming from me. Two more things coming from me, and then we'll move on really quick. I got recognized by some of the parents from the podcast in the stands. I think I might have told you this. So I guess they didn't recognize me. So it's just like, oh, who are you supporting? I'm like, oh, I'm here supporting Rutgers Prep. My buddy is a assistant coach on the team. He's like, oh, who's your buddy? He's like, oh, Dante over there. He's like, oh my God, you're on the podcast. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I am so sorry. I know we said some shit. Like, no, we love the clips. We think it's funny. We think the show is great. And I'm like, well, you know what? That's a great compliment. Thank you very much. Undercover brother, nice to meet you. That's
pretty sure on the back of the head they're like, well, I'm not so undercover after all. He's sticking out.
I guess I was, but I've never. That was the first time I ever got recognized from podcasting, and that was really bizarre for me for a few minutes there. But
the kids really be watching the show, and I'm like, wait, y'all have seen that? Like, oh, y'all saw that episode, Coach? Oh yeah, I watched that clip. I'm like, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Hey, man, we appreciate the support, guys. And the other
kids, baby.
Romigos are for the kids, exactly. But the other thing I wanted to say to you specifically was I have never been more proud of you than I was in that moment. We were on the court. You guys were holding the championship trophy, you all supporting each other. And I know it has been a long journey for you. I know it had its ups and downs, especially with some stuff that had happened because of the show. But I just want you to know, and I guess I'll even speak for Hunter and even Mike in this case. Shout out Panama Red, who's still not with us right now. We're all proud of you, man. You deserve it. You do deserve it.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. It's been a wild ride, but I'm ready for next season. And that's
I can tell you look fired up
about me. I'm excited. I'm excited because I know this. Bringing back the team we have now, it's gonna be tough to beat us.
You're not gonna lose many guys.
No,
you're not gonna lose many guys.
No, we're gonna get some new players too. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of the game, man. That's the beauty of the game. I tell my AAU kids this all the time, and it's something that I came up with, but it's like it's the realest shit ever. Basketball is forgiving and forgetting. It's forgiving because you could miss a shot, you could make a mistake, and then you have a chance to go get it back. The game forgives. You missed that first free throw. Hey, got another shot. You can make the next one. You can still tie the game up. You can still win it. You miss 3 or 4 threes. That's okay. You're gonna knock down the next 3 or 4 threes. And I've also said that the game is forgetting because you once you make a mistake, you got to go right back on defense. When you make a mistake on defense, you got to go right back on offense. So you got to forget whatever happened before and focus on the next play, focus on the next opportunity because it's gonna be there. It's gonna be there, and that's what makes the great players and great coaches great because they know no matter what mistakes are made, no matter what good things happen. There's always another play. There's always another opportunity. So even this year, it's sad. We lost to Union Catholic in the States. I was very disappointed, but it happens. It happens. It happens. If someone's got to win and somebody got to lose, and that day we lost.
And then you took 8 Zins after the fact. What the fuck is the matter with you?
I was going through it, dog. I was going through it, man.
I know, but you almost died, okay? Yeah, you're texting us right before the show. Dude, I'm coughing up blood. I'm like, you go to the hospital for that.
Yeah, man. I was going through it. I was upset because I don't like to lose. I really don't like to lose. It like infuriates me to lose to teams that are inferior to us. I've always felt that way. But like I said, it's a learning experience, and it's an opportunity for them to look back on the game, see what mistakes were made, and help us grow and get better. Because next year, we coming. We coming. Just like Coach Prime said, we coming. Don't forget that. And also, shout out Team Elevation, 8th grade. I need some players. I want to hop over. I ain't hard to find.
Well, as we move on, Dante mentioned a little bit about the culture and how some of the black refs were letting everybody down during Black History Month. Well, I'd like to talk a little bit about the culture right now and talk about hip hop. Let's transition into that because I saw a story this past week that I want to ask everybody's opinion on because we all like rap and hip hop around here.
I like country.
That's a fucking lie. Anyway,
Country and bluegrass, baby.
country and bluegrass.
It
Goddamn.
ain't a John Deere tractor. I don't want her.
I saw a story from Complex that Nelly, he made a claim on the shop. He said that the 2000s was the most challenging era to succeed in hip hop, and it was like the most, what's the word I'm looking for, competitive time to be in hip hop, because apparently he was talking about a time where he was nominated for a bunch of categories in the what was it? I guess the 2001 Grammys when he released Country Grammar, and he didn't even get nominated or won that category and lost to Alicia Keys. So he was saying that, you know, he was competing with all these other guys like Jay-Z, Eminem, DMX, Luda, Lil Wayne, like just those names alone. And I'm not even talking about any of the other guys that came out in the 2000s, but like those are some big heavy hitters, man. And and I know we like to joke that I'm like, I listen to everything from the 1950s and shit, but I mean, I go back and listen to those songs from the 2000s and I'm like, damn, these were some bangers, man. Everything from like 2000 to 2010. I mean, after 2010, rap kind of falls off for me a little bit personally, but I'm just curious to know what you guys think about it. Like the competitiveness of rap from the 2000s after the East versus West beef going into, say, what we would call modern day hip hop with like Drake and Kendrick and J. Cole and all that.
I'll let Hunter go on this one.
All right. Well, nowadays it's easy because, we had the SoundCloud era, and now we got the TikTok era where you just put a song on TikTok and all of a sudden, oh my God, that song's so cool. And then it just skyrockets up the chart. But almost everything is generic nowadays. But back then you had to be like somewhat creative with your lyrics and the message behind the song and even within the song too. So I think that's why it kind of hits different because, like I said, nowadays it's just everyone raps about the same shit, and it's like, catchy beat, yeah, but there's really no real meaning behind it anymore.
I think I sent you a TikTok earlier this week, Dante, kind of explaining that too, where it's like, what's the difference between a rapper and an MC?
Oh, yeah. I saw that. I mean, my opinion on it is this, from the year 2000 alone, you got to think about all of the hottest artists in 2000. You had Nelly, Jay-Z, Eminem, Outkast.
Oh, I forgot Outkast. You're right.
Sorry, Miss Jackson.
Luda had that's funny as hell.
That's a good one.
Luda had just come out. And this is only 3 years before the Kanye era. You got to think about all of the great artists that we had during that time and the albums they were putting out. We're not talking about singles. A lot of artists now put out really good singles. They put out really good songs for the time being because we know what they're making music for now. Everything is trendy. Everything's to hop on the trend.
The unfortunate truth.
A couple weeks ago, Beyonce dropped a country song. Now you got a bunch of black singers out here dropping country songs. Nothing wrong with it. I have nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying that everything is a trend now, that back then there were original sounds, original producers, original music, original lyrics, like things that we had never heard before. Now a lot of things are gimmicky. For the past year, you have every rapper and Afro beats and Africana, whatever, Afro pop, whatever the music is, they all hopping on the Jersey Club wave. Everybody want to put out a Jersey Club hit now. So now they've killed the movement. I'm tired of hearing Jersey Club, and I'm from Jersey, and I love that shit. I don't want to hear it no more. I blame Lil Uzi Vert. But you still got a bunch of guys from the early 2000s that were literally some of the greatest of all time. It was impossible for all of them to win an award. I mean, when you got categories that have Jay-Z, Nas, Eminem in the same category.
On a consistent basis, no less.
On a consistent basis. It's challenging. It's challenging. And a lot of those sounds that we heard from the early 2000s were sounds that we'd never heard before. We had never, ever, ever heard before. I mean, late registration, graduation, college dropout. These are 3 albums with sounds on them that we have never, ever, ever heard before. Never.
It's
so
funny you mentioned graduation because my brother one time when we were driving to AC a couple months ago, he was listening nonstop to graduation, right? And I didn't realize just how many hits were on graduation. Like I thought they were kind of spread out. No, this is one fucking album that Kanye put out that had all of these hits. I
Kid the
was like
Game Changer.
astounded. I was like, wait, this was also graduation? He's like, yeah. I'm like, holy shit. And that goes to show how much I didn't pay attention to Kanye at the time. But
Real. I mean, let's look at graduation. You got Good Morning, Champion, Stronger, I Wonder, Good Life, Tell Me Nothing, Barry Bonds, Flashing Lights, Homecoming. That's all on the same album. You can make a greatest hits album just out of that right there. Just out of that. That's insane. That's insane. Most rappers these days can't do that. They can't say that. They can't.
And I think that's why I didn't like the new Drake album so much, because I know we always talk about Drake, but like there was really not a whole lot of songs that stuck out to me. Like I know Drake has hits. You talk about it all the time. I know the Drake hits. Don't get me wrong. But like you look at, For All the Dogs, it was so hyped up for weeks. And then I started listening to it. I'm like, this is not hitting the way I thought it would, or the way I hoped it would.
Well, Matt.
I know it's personal preference at the same time, but still.
Matt, what did I tell you?
I gotta get toxic. I know.
No, so she start getting some more bitches in your life.
This has nothing to do with bitches. It's just this has nothing to do with bitches, Dante. It's all about appreciating music, man. I just didn't appreciate the music for what it was, whether there's bitches involved in that or not.
Because you don't have enough hoes sucking on your toes. That's the problem.
Whoa.
We're gonna talk about that in a little bit.
Whoa.
That's the problem. I want to stick on that because the first time I heard For All the Dogs, I wasn't a fan of it. I was like, nah, this ain't hit. This ain't hit. And then I had a little herbal therapy and I listened to it again. I was drinking tea, guys. Come on, get your mind.
This is a good way to put it.
We have kids that watch this show. My God. No, I listened to it again. And when I really listened to it, I understood what the album was about. I knew who it was for. It was some straight dog shit. And not like this album was dog shit. No, it was on some dog shit. That's what it was about. And I feel like if you've never been a dog, like you ain't never been out here, pimping, not simping, you really ain't going to like really get the feeling of some of the things that he was saying in the album. And it's no hate on you because some of the things that he was saying on this album, I'm like, oh, damn. I know I've done that. Oh, shit. I remember when I did that. Damn, he really talking that shit. Because some of it was relatable, or some of it is things that I've experienced or seen, in the dating game or, just the situationship game. That album was nothing but a bunch of situationships. If you listen to it. And there were a lot of real stories on there that he had experienced that were on there. But then there are certain songs on there that I was like, damn, it's like old Drake. 8 a.m. in Charlotte is my shit. 8 a.m. in Charlotte is my shit. Like he got back in his bag. The bag. The shoe fits back in the bag. To all the ladies wondering why Drake can't rap like that same old guy is because I don't know how anymore. Like some things that he said on that song. Have you heard The Shoe Fits?
That was on the album, right?
Scary Hours 3. It was on the extended version, the Scary Hours edition.
I don't think I listened to that one. No.
You need to listen.
All right, I'll check that out at some point.
Like The Shoe Fits was the song that dropped this year that I was like, oh, damn, he fucking up the whole game on this one. Because he not only was talking about the Instagram thotties, but he was also talking about the broke boys that be acting like they got money all over Instagram. That's when you go Miami on them and you rent boats. That's what he said. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the ones that travel across the globe. Everything is paid. They don't need a man. Don't listen to Drake. I never been a fan. I'm never fucking you. So take that out your plans. I'm good on all you niggas till the ring is on my hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of this stuff, you know, find you on the gram, click the link tree and see you sucking dick on cam. What the fuck? When I heard that, like, bro, that's what I be thinking. I'm like, you got all these independent women.
Oh, it's
right?
Women's History Month. Calm down here.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a damn about that. Just like they don't give a damn about Black History. I don't give a damn about Women's History Month, okay? I'm not gonna get disrespectful or anything. I'm not gonna tell y'all get back in the kitchen or whatever, but Jesus.
You know, oddly enough, the day we're recording this is International
Women's Day. Yes.
Oh, it is? All right, well, I won't say bitch today. How about that?
That's a lie.
Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
Oh my god.
Nah, but you know, like, but for real though, there are a lot of songs that are coming out now that are so gimmicky, and they're just made for TikTok. They're just made for TikTok. And Hunter made a great point on that. There are a lot of artists now that are dropping songs that they know are going to do numbers on TikTok. They're going to start the trends, the more videos, and that draws up revenue. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're making good music. Like, you remember when Rockstar came out with The Baby over the quarantine?
Oh, fuck.
That was like the biggest song. I hated that. I still think that song is trash. But people started to like it because it was so overplayed on TikTok.
It was catchy.
Like, come on, bro. That shit was ass. That was ass.
I think, and I'm going to make this argument too. So you may think I'm dumb for this, but it's the industry plant argument. All these artists that are just showing up out of nowhere. Like, look at Ice Spice. She's definitely an industry plant. All these other new up and comers. Like, I don't know, man.
I'm making Ice Spice does have. She already got a couple hits. So I'm
she supports pedophilia, by the way, but that's just me.
she already has a couple hits, like Tyla, for instance. Okay, prime example of the modern music industry, right? Tyla has this big song out, Water. Make me sweat, make me wanna, make me lose my breath. Like, it go hard. It definitely go hard in the club, but she's going on a worldwide tour.
For one song?
I don't know any other Tyla songs. And see, the thing is, if you say that, then you're hating. I'm not hating on Tyla and her music. All I'm saying is that how can you go on a worldwide tour and then have it be canceled because you're injured? I don't get all that. But you get the tour is basically the whole North American leg of the tour has been canceled. But I'm like, where is she going? She has to be performing in like smaller venues or whatever. Because you can't tell me right now that you know more than one Tyla song. You can't.
I don't even know that one. I didn't even know she existed.
Water is a good song. It's a really big song, Matt. We know you don't listen to music past 1935. We understand that. But you gotta think about it, man. Like, how are artists getting worldwide tours because they dropped a single? Ice Spice ain't even gone on a worldwide tour yet. She got way more hits than her. And what's all Ice Spice gonna do? She's gonna go up on stage, she shake it like jelly, and then she's gonna turn her ass around, bend over, put her hand over her hoo-ha, and start shaking it. And all the girls are like, oh my God, she's so inspirational. Oh my God.
And that shit's gonna be on Twitter for the next 3 weeks saying Ice Spice was crazy for this, and
exactly.
literally
and
every big account is gonna fucking content farm it.
Honestly, there's one part of that where it pisses me off, where she is wearing like some super duper short skirt and she keeps like pulling it down mid performance. It's like, bro, either put some clothes on or don't wear any at all. Like, why are you gonna keep like just keep pushing her shit down? Like, no, you either wear something that covers it or you wear something that don't cover it.
Let that thing hang, baby.
It's like, baby girl, you know you got more cakes than Duncan Hines. We know that. Matt, put your tongue back in your mouth. Stop being horny. Listen. I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna say it during Women's History Month or whatever the fuck it, International Women's Day, whatever the hell today is. I know women, it's just like women should only be able to comment on female problems. Oh, no. Sorry. I said female. I'm sorry. Women. But when I look at the rap game now, it's like constantly being said that the women are running it, right? The girls are running it. My opinion is that they're actually ruining it. because you have female, I'm saying female, I don't give a shit. Female artists now have become so overly sexualized, to a point where we're not really tuning in for the music. We're tuning in to see what you're gonna do with the music. I want to see the visuals. Like, would Ice Spice really be as big if she wasn't out here shaking ass and doing all the stuff, bringing in a large male audience? I'm not saying no, but I don't know.
Can I make a controversial take?
Go ahead.
I blame WAP for this.
Oh, this is happening way
You mean
before
WAP? Not WAP.
Way before WAP.
WAP, whatever.
When you say WAP, I'm thinking about 2013 days. I'm thinking about, you see a WAP, 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 WAP. I'm thinking WAP.
Like,
You're thinking of WAP.
WAP,
Yeah,
whatever the fuck it says.
Yeah.
Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, Ice Spice. I don't know. It's one of these other bitches.
Glorilla.
No, Glorilla. That's my girl. Yeah, Glow. Oh,
That's it from Ice Age?
No.
Glorilla going crazy. But you got all these girls that out here, and it's like every time you drop a song, all right, well, let me go on Instagram Live, bend over, shake some ass. Why not just sing your lyrics? Because now it's at a point now where I don't even want to hear the music. I just want to see what you're gonna do. I want to see you bend over and shake some ass. That's literally what it is now. Long gone are the days where we had Lil Kim and we had Foxy Brown. Yeah, they were sexual.
Hell, even Nicki Minaj.
Even Nicki Minaj, she was sexual.
Definitely
But I feel like for them, they were sexually liberating. You know what I mean? There's a difference between being sexual and being sexually. I think they were being very sexually liberating. They were getting out of that era where women were like, it was, the Queen Latifah, the Moni Love era, where like female rap really had just started, the Salt and Pepper era. And then you had these girls being like, no, I could be sexy and I can rap and I got talent. Now it's I'm sexy, I got a big old fake ass, I got these big old boobies, and I could go out on stage and spread my legs, and everyone gonna go crazy, but no one's really listening to the substance of my music. Nobody's listening to a message.
It's just white noise in the background. That's all it is.
It's really all it is. It's music with beats on there that will sound good at the club, but nothing of substance. And also, all of Meg Thee Stallion's songs sound exactly the same. She is trash. I arrest my case. Thank you.
You know what I will say, though, about the sexually liberating part? I think that's why I kind of fuck with Dua Lipa a little bit. Like, Dua Lipa is a really good example of pop being sexually liberating because of her now.
I still wish I was that mic stand.
Don't we all?
Should have been me.
It should have been me.
Y'all some horn dogs. I like it. I like this energy.
We're trying to bring our dog out too, right? Shit. Can't blame us.
It's been a long time.
Hey, yo,
what's this thing that Mike sent that y'all was talking about? I want to hear about
speaking
this.
of horn dog shit. Mike was on Twitter. He tags the Bromigos account into a TMZ article, and I'm going to share it here in a second. But let me just read you this article before I even share it. Oklahoma high school fundraiser. Students licking toes.
I saw this shit.
Are you okay?
No.
Motherfuckers are licking toes in high school gymnasium, dog. Yo, let me read this article right quick.
Sucking toes in front of the bros. Oh my
Hell
God.
no, dog. Hell no.
Oh my God. Hold on a second. Oklahoma high school under fire for a fundraiser that had students licking their peers' toes. Apparently wasn't alone. Another high school was doing the exact same thing, and videos of it have surfaced. I will share the videos in 1 second. New clips started to make the rounds online that shows students from neighboring high school right down the street, Edmond North High, that shows their own pupils, their mouths to slurp up peanut butter off the feet of others, with videos going back as far as fucking 2015. This has been going on for 10 years.
I just saw some of the video. They're doing more than licking toes.
Oh, there's some other shit going on here. I'm about to read that before I share that video.
Mhm.
Not just that. Turns out these motherfuckers are also licking armpits.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I
I hope the person was courteous
right.
and shaved first. I ain't looking no hairy armpits.
I hope so.
Nasty.
I hope so. So let me pull this shit up.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Don't play the. Go down a little bit. Go down a little bit.
Go down a little bit. Okay, give me 1 second.
Please.
You want to see this one?
That picture is egregious. They are laying on the floor, licking on toes.
They had to block out their faces.
No.
Oh yeah, because they're children.
All they faces.
It's a high school.
Faces.
That's an adult. Look at the one in the purple shirt. That's an adult.
Motherfuckers. Nasty. All of them. You little nasties. Little nasties. That's nasty.
That's like bottom of the barrel shit.
Let me pull up this shit. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Give me 1 moment.
This is terrible. We used to be a society where we go to school to learn.
She's
about
going
shit.
to town on that foot. Look at that dude. Look at the dude. What the fuck are you doing? Then look at the armpits. I am in shock.
Matt, turn this off. Turn this off.
We're good. I can't.
Turn it off. And I know it's not Black History Month anymore. I'm going to keep bringing it up because I wasn't here all Black History Month. But that is the whitest shit I have ever seen. You will never catch any of us doing some of that bullshit in school.
On behalf of the white people here on the show, we do not support what the fuck we have just.
Oh, but y'all was doing it though.
Does that mean I'm the one doing it? Come on now. This is Oklahoma. This is some country bumpkin ass shit. Okay, we ain't country bumpkins out here.
All right, listen, man. I'm just saying. I'm just
back
saying.
in my day, we used to sell cookies and lemonade to do fundraisers.
Yes,
that's back in my day. I don't know what they're doing
that was
now.
The wholesome
apparently,
white people shit.
Apparently, they're fucking licking toes now.
You know what I'm thinking about though, for real. What was the conversation when they had the meeting to have this fundraiser? Someone's like, "Hey, we got a bake sale." No. We should
be innovative.
Let's try something new. We should sell gift cards, and then
too expensive.
One person over here, it's like, "Hey, I got a bright idea. Let's suck toes in the name of philanthropy."
Like, all right, wait a minute. Well, just toes in general, or are we putting stuff on the toe? You got peanut butter.
Peanut butter,
Put peanut butter on toes.
There's nothing different between this and the weird kid that puts peanut butter on his ball sack, let the dog lick it off. It's the same thing. This is absolutely vile.
But it'd be too expensive to get the dogs to do it. That's why they have the students do it.
I just want to know, like, as a parent, would you let your child back in the house knowing that while they were at school today, they were licking peanut butter off a random man's hoof?
They're kissing their relatives too, by the way. Oh, hi, Granny. Give her a smooch. Yeah, what'd you do today? Oh, I was just licking toes for charity.
Yeah.
What?
That ass. Like, imagine your kid comes home and they kiss you on the cheek. "Hi, Daddy. I had such a great day at school today." Then you turn the news and you see your daughter laid up on the floor sucking. Yep. Where's my belt? Where's my belt?
Jail.
Where's my belt?
Jail.
Going upstairs with my belt. I'm treating that bitch like Kunta Kinte. I swear to God.
Oh my God.
No daughter of mine gonna be sucking toes in school and come home and kiss me. Oh, hell no.
The hell's your problem?
Hell no.
You got bar soap in your mouth. You getting
Mike,
whipped for it. You get your phone taken away for it.
Mike's very adamant about the whole idea of not sexualizing kids in schools. And obviously we talked about this in another context, but in this case, this might be more egregious than whatever the fuck we talked about last year when we were covering this sort of thing. This is out of bounds. This is too much for me.
The kind of stuff that make R. Kelly not look that bad.
It's like white people are trying to figure out, like, man, how can we make R. Kelly not look as bad? Like, we all love R. Kelly's music. How do we not make him as bad? Let's fucking start sucking toes.
Let's have our students
school.
suck toes. Yeah, that'll be great.
Shit.
You know what? No, you know what? I changed my opinion. Because you know what? I can't blame the parents. I can't blame the administration. These are
No, you can blame the administration. What the fuck are you talking
15,
about?
16, 17, 18-year-olds. These are the same motherfuckers that have the brains enough to get up, get on the bus, and go to school in the morning. Which means they willingly went to school, signed up, and said, you know what? I'm going to lick this peanut butter off this man's foot, and I'm going to like it.
You know what's worse? They probably donated to do it too. They paid money in the name of charity.
Terrible.
White people, it's time to have a conversation. Time to have a conversation. I like you guys. I do. You know, you guys have done a lot of great things for this country, minus, you know.
The last 200
Yeah,
years.
yeah,
so,
the 200
even-
years.
But this
Sorry,
right here,
Rosa.
this right here might be worse than what y'all been doing. This ain't it. I ain't part of this. Y'all got to do better. While y'all out here voting for Trump, you know, worrying about immigration policies and, you know, making sure you keep the gays out of the schools. You got your own kids going to the gymnasium, licking armpits, and eating toe jam. That is nasty.
That's terrible.
Prison, Gitmo, Guantanamo, San Quentin, Rikers.
Send him to China. Getting ready to learn Chinese, buddy.
Get ready to learn Chinese, buddy.
Send them to Russia. All right, we need the Brittany Griner situation all over. Send them all.
Oh,
Could have happened a year ago. We're like, yeah, we're gonna trade these kids who will suck your toes for Brittany Griner. Yeah, sure, okay. You can hold them hostage instead of her.
In a medium where we speak for a living, I have nothing to say anymore on the subject.
Crazy.
I just am so taken aback and appalled.
I want to get
It's
one of
fucking
them
hilarious though.
and ask, like, did it at least feel good?
What?
Like, I mean, you know, if you're getting your toes sucked,
Jail. Stop. Jail.
I'm just saying, like, was it therapeutic? You know, did you get something out of it? I don't know. Did they get off on that? Like, is that
All right.
Listen.
Yeah, school. Hell
I'm
no.
just saying, like, if you're a grown ass man sitting there, toes spread apart, legs up in the air, having 17-year-olds lick your
It's better
toes.
feeling if you think about it.
You must have some kind of kink. Like you got. Come on.
It is a kink. That's the problem.
Yes, they must have liked it, right? Like you got to get something out of it, man.
Addiction is no joke.
Listen. I am not one to kink shame. I am not one to kink shame, but in the environment of which this is happening, I will shame the people involved for this.
Good. I'm glad you are. I'm
Because
glad you
this is
understand that all kinks aren't equal, Matt. All kinks aren't the same.
No, I know. Listen, just because I like big booty women sitting on my face does not mean I like get my toes sucked with peanut butter on them. So,
Matt, there are children watching this show.
they're going to learn eventually.
You can't say that kind of stuff.
That's our job. Our job is to educate the youth on what they're about to experience in the next several years going into college, okay?
This is crazy, man.
Welcome back.
I didn't expect to come back to this. I really didn't. I really didn't expect this to come back. Yeah, y'all want to hear something crazy? So I'm walking the other day, right? I'm walking.
Oh God! One more story for us to wrap this up. Let's go.
Sunday, I'm walking and I walk by this old couple, definitely in their mid to late 70s, maybe 80s. It was an older black gentleman and an older white lady, and they were talking and saying, "Oh yeah," they were talking to somebody and saying they've been married for a very long time. And I'm just thinking, 80 something years old, 70 something years old, dating, bro, married for a long time. And I'm just thinking, like, when y'all started dating, you know what I mean? Like, wasn't that illegal? Like, I know both y'all was disrespecting your parents by getting together and having coitus. Y'all 70, 80 years old. Listen, this was definitely what Martin Luther King dreamt about. Because let's be honest, Martin Luther King had a dream and did all that he could do as a ploy so that he could fuck more white women. And that's a fact. Come on, man. What grown-ass man would let another grown-ass man throw rocks, spit on you, and call you nigger without impunity? And you don't say anything back. You know why? Because behind closed doors, you fucking white women. That's why Martin had that dream. That's why he had the dream. And the dream is alive and well now. Look at all these bunny hoppers out here. Look at Mike.
Whoa!
Oh,
What the fuck?
Oh, no.
Okay, Dr. Umar, Jesus Christ.
Oh, no.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I think that's a good way to end the show.
I like that.
God.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for checking out episode 74 of the Bro Migos podcast. It's good for all three of us to be back. Mike, we miss you. We hope you come back soon. If you want to check out the show, we appreciate you following us on the following platforms like Apple, Spotify, Amazon, iHeart, whole bunch of them. You can search up the Bro Migos podcast. We're the only ones that still make content, so it's not too hard to find us. On Twitter, at Bro Migos Pod. Instagram and Facebook, the Bro Migos Pod. TikTok, the Bro Migos Podcast. Who wants to talk about the YouTube?
I haven't even been on YouTube in a minute, but I heard we had a short that was doing numbers. So
It's doing numbers still.
y'all know what to do. Y'all know what to do. Hop in the search engine, type BROMIGOS. I think that's how to spell it. And you will find us. So give us a follow, subscribe. And if you don't, your mom's a hoe.
And of course, thank you so much to Full Swap Radio, syndicating episodes like this one every Sunday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Gentlemen, see you guys next week.
Oh, wait, I just want to say, guys, it's Women's History Month. Wait, it's Women's History Month.
Oh, God,
I just want to
what
say, shout out Hillary Clinton, Marjorie Taylor Greene,
Oh, God, you just triggered Hunter.
Megyn Kelly.
Oh, God. Laura Ingraham.
Ivanka Trump. Shout out Ivanka. And Caitlin Clark is overrated. Bye!
Whoa! Whoa!
You've been listening to the Bro Migos podcast.
Fuck you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Avita! That's okay! She'll be back. Another cradle. She'll love me in the morning.